Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we are poor at killing our spouses for the insurance money, but mostly we're poor at making art. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Benj. So today we're drawing Black Widow in honor of the movie that came out somewhat recently here. We both watched it, so this gives us the chance to talk about it while we do horrible drawings.
Yeah, we watched it, and now it is twice as famous because of the controversy surrounding Disney and Scarlett Johansson, and gives us even more of a reason to draw it. It's so relevant right now.
Yep. So,
and if you watch this in 20 years, it'll still be relevant because it's a Marvel movie.
Yes, Marvel movies will always be good. So, I'm going to start drawing my drawing with what clearly is the beginning of the front of a car.
Has it been in an accident?
As you can see. No, this is a cool car with it's a brand new, like cool kids car.
It kind of looks like a short skirt with pockets.
Well, all
many
pants,
pockets.
All pants, all skirts, and dresses should have pockets.
It looks like that, or it looks like a stage where they pulled the curtains open, and when they did, the curtains tore in half, but still stayed up somehow. Or a car.
Yeah, I agree. This is the worst car I think I've ever drawn, and that's saying something because I'm not a good drawer.
I'm just trying to see it still, so.
Yeah, well, you won't. This is basically what it's looking like.
I'm content with that.
So here's like the wheels that oh man, the pen is drawing when I'm not drawing. I'm gonna do some undos here because
welcome to the weekly segment where I mention how Ben should be using a drawing glove so that mistakes like this don't happen.
Okay.
If you're a drawing glove company and want to sponsor us, breaking the rules.
Well, I mean, yes.
We need a drawing glove company to sponsor us, like giant gloves for giant gloves, drawing gloves for giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if a company wants to make a drawing glove that fits human hands,
I have human hands.
Do you?
I do. They're a little pudgier than most human hands, but they're not like 6 inches longer than most human hands like yours.
Little tiny person hands, maybe.
I don't know if they make tiny, like, baby drawing gloves either. We should check into that.
Just what all of them are.
I think there should be a company that just specializes in drawing gloves for, like, different groups of people. Like, oh, you've got 4 fingers on your right hand? We make a drawing glove for that. Oh, you've got 6 fingers on your left hand? We make a drawing glove for that. You have hands the size of 2 hands put together? We make a drawing glove for that. Your infant wants to draw? We've got a drawing glove for that. See, these are the kind of things our world needs.
So I've decided that if a spider was driving, it would drive with 2 of its hands, while the other 2, it would be reaching out.
Oh, so this was like the front view of the car.
Yeah, it's the front view. Couldn't you tell? Like,
where are the headlights?
I don't see how you have a problem. See that's what that is. And also that's like the bottom headlights lights. I guess most cars have like a grill or something, right? I could
yeah, that's how they make their food.
Do that, and just draw some straight lines because that's my specialty. Straight, non-crooked, even parallel lines.
Again, this just looks like a car has been in a horrible accident, but who am I to complain?
Yeah, so we could talk about the movie.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
It's interesting because this is one of the few movies that we didn't see together.
I guess that's true.
You were out on vacation when I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it without me or any of our other friends.
Yep.
Well, the rest of them were loyal and waited for me to get back.
And your dad buys you a ticket to a movie for free.
Sounds like a most complicated, if you give a moose a muffin or give a mouse a cookie book.
when your dad buys you a ticket.
Yeah, but you saw it, so what did you think of it?
I mean, I thought it was one of the better Marvel movies. Like, see, I'm in the boat where I'm definitely a superhero fan and I like all of them, but I'm not really like a big Marvel movie fan. Like obviously some of their movies are like the best. Like Infinity War, pretty much nothing better. But then Endgame
Agreed.
ruined it so bad. And you know, Thor 1, one of my favorite movies of all time. Thor 3, one of the worst movies of all time.
I completely agree with you, which I feel like is a really unpopular opinion. Most people are all for Thor Ragnarok and Endgame, but we thought they were some of the worst Marvel movies. We're also really big fans of the Justice League movie and Man of Steel and pretty much anything DC.
Yeah, big DC fans. But this movie I thought was really good. It's not a kids movie. Like if you haven't seen it yet and you're thinking of bringing your kids to see it, just don't.
I would say, yeah, it's probably the least kid-friendly Marvel movie.
Like her backstory is like the saddest of all of the Marvel characters, and they didn't like hold back on it.
True. But one of the things I thought with this movie that I wasn't expecting was like I was kind of expecting it to be, dark and depressing the whole way through. But there was a surprising amount of humor that they worked into the seriousness of the movie.
Yeah, like her sister is one of my favorite Marvel characters now. She was like the comedic relief.
Yep. Her and Hopper from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, he
The
was
Red
great.
Guardian in this, I think.
I was watching a theory on YouTube the other day. I think it was one of the film theory videos, so I'm sure most people have watched it. But he was talking about how he thinks that Hopper did fight a version of Captain America, because in the Falcon and Winter Soldiers show, they were talking about how there's other super soldiers. And in the comics, there was a version of Captain America that existed in between when he got frozen and when he came back, where he fought communists. And he was like really big on that, but then he ended up becoming evil. So
I almost bought one of the comics this week, Avengers 44, where they fight for the first time in the comics, just because of how funny it was that he kept making jokes throughout the movie that they had fought, when in the movie it seems like he very clearly could have just been making it up.
yeah, it does seem like he's making it up because he's like people are calling him out on his lies, but then he also like asks Black Widow if Captain America ever asked about him. So either he's like deceived himself even, or there's some truth to it.
Could be either way. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I think it's in my top 10 Marvel movies, which I know that sounds like it's not that much, but there've been what, 20, 25 Marvel movies now?
There's more like 30, especially if you count like the first two Hulk movies.
I know, it feels like a lot too with all the Marvel shows they threw in there and everything. But yeah, I thought it was definitely in my top 10. And I think it was one of the better like standalone Marvel movies where it's focused on one hero, not like the Avengers or something. But
yeah. Do spiders have antennas, like specifically Black Widows? I don't think they do.
I don't
Like,
believe so.
I don't really know how to show that this is a Black Widow from the front. This is a Black Widow spider, and this is a praying mantis.
Ah, there, you've clarified for everybody at home. Did you give the Black Widow sunglasses? Because I don't remember her wearing sunglasses in the movie.
Like, spiders have...
I remember her driving with a giant praying mantis, but no sunglasses.
I'll draw, like, the bug eyes. But now it looks like a fly.
It's like a fly.
Like, what's the difference of a Black Widow and a fly
Ah.
from the front?
They also
And they're driving
definitely
a car.
look like they're falling out of the sky.
No, they're clearly... See, these are the wheels. This is the road.
Your car is facing us directly,
Mm-hmm.
but the road is definitely not facing us directly.
Yeah. Okay, here. Let me draw.
I'm not saying
more
that.
of the car.
No, I'm not saying you could. What?
This is more of the car.
The invisible boatmobile, maybe.
And then
See right through it to the floor.
It has seats in the back that aren't being used. Yep, I'm just making this car worse. Just
Oh,
worse.
there's 3 seats in the back.
I don't know why I chose to try to draw.
Oh, man.
Well, now,
I'm so sorry
now
I
the
said
car
anything.
has to be colored in.
I'm sorry I said anything.
Yeah, this was that was a bad choice on my part to try to do that.
To be fair, there were some cool cars in the movie. Nothing that looked this cool though. Not even close.
Yeah.
They had like planes and helicopters and black cars with red seats on the inside. But nothing that compares to this square in the front, round in the back.
It's like a PD Cruiser.
You're going to have to color in so much.
Well, see, I can't because then you wouldn't be able to see most of my
Exactly.
drawing.
Exactly.
So I have to come up with a reason why you can see through the road.
I still feel like it looks like they're just in the world's weirdest elevator going down, and it just so happens that behind the elevator is a road.
Okay, so
It looks more like something we would have seen in that scene from Doctor Strange where gravity and everything is like all wonky.
So we have this line, and this is a window looking onto the road.
It's like a sunroof. It's like a sunroof, but
It's
the
like a
opposite.
sunroof,
It's on the
yeah.
floor.
And they're in a convertible.
Oh,
And then there's so the people sitting here put their feet, and it's like their feet are on the ground.
sounds terrifying, but also I'm kind of surprised they've never made such a thing.
Window. Yeah, so, and then I guess that means I have to color in this part.
Probably some weird concept car that can only drive like 25 feet that has a glass floor to it.
Yeah, so it's like if you want the Flintstone experience, but not actually have to run.
You can
with the
pretend like
car.
you're running. It's good
Yeah.
exercise for those in the back seat.
Yeah, exactly.
They pretend to run.
That's that. So now I'm going to
That's that.
have this person is going to be talking here. Over here, and oh man, it's doing that thing again.
Oh my
Let me
gosh.
see if I can fix it.
You know, I know of one way you could fix it.
I don't think the drawing glove matters for that, because what happens is that the pen gets stuck being pushed in. So I think it's more like I push down harder than you or something.
It's probably because you don't have a drawing glove.
Oh yeah, that millimeter of
Too much.
difference in
Yeah,
space.
exactly. There's too much blood flowing to your drawing fingers. Not entirely sure how drawing gloves work.
It's doing it again. Let's see. Oh, it's still doing it.
There's literally a drawing glove sitting on the table next to him, and he's just refusing to use it.
Okay. Let's
Just looked like you were trying to write your name again. Couldn't remember how.
It definitely starts with an I. I know that.
That's my name.
Oh.
Don't bring me into this drawing. I want nothing to do with it.
Whoops. What did I undo?
A lot of coloring, most likely.
Oh, right here. This coloring. Oh, wait, no. There's a redo. Redo. Oh, you can't redo more than one. Well,
You wouldn't expect there to be that many technical difficulties when you're drawing this, but
you know what? I would expect there to be a lot of technical difficulties.
you think if we bought a drawing tablet that cost like as much as a small car, that it wouldn't have these problems, or would it have the same
It would
problems?
still have the same problems.
I feel like it would.
I feel like most people don't care. See, the problem is if I undo this, I bet it's just going to undo all of it because... Oh, it can't even undo it because it's still drawing. Okay, that's good. Great. Okay. Now, let's see. Can I write? I...
Wonderful. So we've got this spider and this praying mantis.
Black Widow spider
Oh,
specifically.
so sorry. What kind of a praying mantis is it?
Just praying mantis.
Maybe next week we'll draw a praying mantis and we can have a specific type of praying mantis.
And then she's gonna say,
She speaks in cursive.
she speaks in pen messing up. It won't undo the. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so there was like a point to it being spelled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is a black widow and a praying mantis, which we all know have one thing in common, and they're now free and driving together on a road trip.
They have both eaten their husbands and are now free.
Yep.
What a
Just like the movie Black Widow.
Yep, spoiler alert. Black Widow eats her secret husband and teams up with praying mantis, who also
secret
just
husband
ate
was
her
Hulk.
husband. I would find it impressive if Black Widow managed to eat the Hulk and then ran away with another superhero who had just eaten her husband. Like that seems like something that would show up in the comic books
Mm-hmm.
more than in a movie. I don't think
Especially in
Disney is brave enough to let Marvel do that storyline yet,
No, not in the cinematic
or
universe.
desperate enough.
Like you have like the zombie things from
I mean,
in the comic.
we're
books.
about to get the What If series on Disney Plus, so maybe
Yeah,
there's
you
the
could have
What
a
If she
What
was
if-
actually
what
a
if she was
spider.
Actually a spider, and
Calling it right now. This scene right here with the weirdest car known to man
yep,
will be in that
the
series.
window floor car.
You heard it here first.
This is the prediction of the What If series.
Excellent. Well, I guess I had better get over there and give you my.
Yeah, we got to
Best
see.
go at it.
We got to see what you think the Black Widow movie was all about.
So yeah, we were just talking while we switched over about how we have pretty decent ideas sometimes, and then when we try to execute them, they just don't look like what we had envisioned in our head.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the drawing that I did. I was planning to draw a car, and I think you described it best as an elevator that was like
Yeah,
a
an elevator.
like a glass elevator on a road.
Just the fact that right now I have tried to draw a straight line down the middle of the screen, and that's
Mhm.
what I came
Yep.
up with. Is
Pretty good straight line there.
I thought it was wonderful, to be honest with you.
It's very different drawing on the tablet than like a piece of paper, because like when I want to draw a straight line on a piece of paper, like I often don't even move my hand. I usually like move the paper and keep the hand still, and like you can like use both hands to like steady things, but on the tablet you can't really do that. And then also on the tablet, like the stylus almost matches up perfectly with where you tap, but it's not always perfect. And that could be fixed if you had like a much better tablet or something, but
I believe that's true.
but I feel like it's not always true. I mean, part of it's just we're not good artists, but part of it's also that we don't erase ever. So like one bad line ruins everything.
That is pretty true. This person here, I don't even know what I was going for with their face. They're definitely looking the wrong direction from what I intended, but you know.
Yeah, like now their chin is clearly on the right side there, and they're looking on the right side, but their mouth is definitely on the left side, and their head is on the left side of their body.
Oh gosh, their whole body. It's
And
it's been,
one shoulder is like, and the other shoulder is like, eh. Oh, and you've gone for hands. See, that's why I drew spiders and mantis.
look at how big
They don't
this
have
person's
hands.
hand is. Oh dear.
It's also like, what? Like one of the fingers doesn't even finish.
I think they also have different number of fingers.
I think that's mostly because the one finger didn't finish.
I think I can salvage this as long as we ignore that this person has incredibly large fingers.
I mean, you have no choice but to try to salvage it.
Yeah, I know. That's what we should name the channel. You have no choice but to try to salvage it.
I will still admit that it's better than my car, but I mean, the pants also do not line up with the rest of the body. Like, I feel like you're trying to compete with my car. With this person, this Picasso person.
See, the thing is, I sat down legitimately thinking, I want to draw a person standing behind a counter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the best I was able to do.
See, if you're going to have them stand behind a counter, you don't even have to draw legs. Like, that's the whole point of having the counter. So you don't have to draw half the person.
Yeah, you might be right about that. But we get there's a person.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a person.
We get that they're selling tickets. So far, we have succeeded in...
Yep. We get that concept.
Now I have to draw another person. And you see, this is where it gets tricky, because it's like, what should this person look like? And how am I going to make them look better than the last person?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I doubt you'll make them look worse. See, this is another example of why we often don't even try to draw the like actual thing. Like, because if we were to try to draw like actual Black Widow, I think that Scarlett Johansson would sue us.
It would be disrespectful, and yes, we would have a cease and desist.
If she sued us, I would go to court and say you are fully justified in this action.
Yeah, just imagine us trying to draw Scarlett Johansson, but we accidentally put their eyebrows way too far above their eyes.
Wait, is that the like? Are the eyes on the where the mouth should be? Those are the eyes. What you're drawing right now. Like, I thought you were drawing like a weird mustache, like a double Hitler stash.
I would not do that. See? So much better than the last person.
I don't think that's accurate. Like, in the ears are so like.
Like, I'm not trying to do bad. I just missed with where the eyebrows were. I can't move them.
But then you also went even farther down for the eyes.
I missed with the eyes, too.
Like, if you did the top of the eyes, where you did the top of the eyes, if that was the bottom of the eyes, it would be, like, twice as good as it is now.
Yeah, but it's too late. My spatial reasoning is just so thrown off today.
I'm still not gonna say it's worse than my drawing, but like you keep trying as hard as you can to make it worse than. Oh, why is that going? Well, is that his leg, or is he like had a toothpick?
Has never even heard of leg day. Not even once.
Like, and the nutrients somehow don't make it to the legs.
He's never used them before today.
His arms are tiny too. Not his hands though.
Again, I like just believing that we draw people in very specific worlds where, like, hands in this world are just...
Well, like, the other guy he's talking to has, like, one super skinny arm and one, like, real beefy arm. like, ignore the shirt and just look at the wrists of the other guy.
Oh, gosh. Why did I make that second wrist so thick? I didn't even notice that. Anyway, we are moving right along here.
Mm-hmm.
We have to also acknowledge that this person's just standing. Apparently. That's right.
Yeah.
That doesn't look as bad as it could have. All right, so he's gonna speak.
So is one of these two Black Widow or a Black Widow?
No.
Okay. So neither of these people are women that killed their husband.
Neither of them.
Okay.
I thought about going that route, but I think it's been overdone by your two incredible animals.
Ticket for Black Widow. You know, if I was here, I don't know if I would need to buy a ticket. I would just stare at this Picasso man in front of me. It's probably entertaining enough. Just watching him try to give people tickets.
Yeah, he would be a great entertainment. Did you mean? Oh, see, that was supposed to be a W.
Well, did you? Is that?
Oh no, wait, no. Did you mean?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean it was supposed to be a W? I see you're trying to go for the full text bubble.
Yeah, it's better than your little line, I think. Except when it goes through my words.
Yeah, I disagree because it almost always goes through your words. See, text bubbles were made for like comic books where like the whole background is colored and
Yeah,
you need
you're
to
probably
like see it, but when the whole background's white, like you may as well just draw a line.
So Picasso Man and Eyebrow Boy here had their conversation.
I was in my head I was calling him Broccoli Guy.
Broccoli Guy. He kind of looks like a Simpsons character, to be honest. And although they look more normal somehow.
Yeah, I think this world is worse.
Yeah.
Like this honestly, again, I know I said this in like our first drawing, but your style of art is very reminiscent of that Cyber Chase show.
I don't intend for it to be. It just kind of works out that way.
Like where everybody's like slightly Picasso-y and like you draw them as if they're facing towards you, but like their heads are also facing to the side.
Yeah.
Like somehow. Like
that gives me great comfort knowing that out there was somebody who decided that they would purposely draw like this for a TV show that ran for multiple seasons.
Yeah, and like none of the lines were like straight or round. They were just like purposefully done poorly.
Yeah. See, that gives me great encouragement, Benj. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now you can pretend like it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Like they do.
Me and the Cyber Chase. No,
I'm sure that they just like hired their like the producer's nephew as the artist, and he could not do art,
that is
and they
entirely
couldn't
possible.
fire him, and they're like, well, this is how the show is now. And that's just how it was, and somehow it got popular anyways. Broccoli head man.
See, he's very noticeable from the back.
Mm-hmm. Very true. You would never not notice this guy and his broccoli head. These chairs are inconveniently short. Like, because he's not...
They're kind of like beanbag chairs in the theater.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, if everybody's, like, trying to look around people... Or, I mean, maybe Broccoli Head guy is just really tall, and so is the ticket guy.
I'd like to believe that's true.
So how are you going to get across that this window is black and not...
See, I also take that as a compliment that you knew this was supposed to be a window.
Well, I mean, you said it. You said ticket for black window.
Yeah, but then when I drew it, you were like,
mean widow?
Yes,
No.
that is definitely. So there's the window.
Yes. But it needs to be a black window. Oh, just drawing it in. Now we know it's a black window. See, the thing is, like, did they have to set this up for this guy? Like, or is this actually something
It's like one of
that
those
was,
little
like,
indie films that nobody's ever heard of. And when you go in, like, I've never really been to one, but I've heard of people. Like my sister, she goes to movies all the time, and she's like, I went to this movie, whatever it was, and I'm like, I've never heard of it. And she's like, yeah, when I went in the theater, I was the only one there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look it up, and it made, like, in total, whatever her ticket price was.
The only person in the world to go see it. They have like a separate theater of just like beanbag chairs and like a small screen. Perfection.
Yeah. Perfection, Benj.
Okay. I mean, if he says so. I mean, broccoli head guy
He
is not going to
believes
be wrong.
my drawing to be perfection.
Yeah. Well, when he is your creation, he has no choice but to agree with you. Oh man, somebody is just a terrible human.
Yep, they left their popcorn on the floor.
And then also somebody else didn't clean it up before this movie started.
Well, people weren't expecting to have to use this theater. Ever. Like, that popcorn was spilled like weeks ago.
This
Weeks
is the
ago.
indie theater.
Yep.
Well, despite our drawings, just understand that the Black Widow movie is actually a good movie and worth seeing. Even though you would never know that based off of our drawings.
Yeah, we highly recommend it. Like we said, we're huge superhero movie fans, and it was one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Isaac said he'd put it on his top 10. I would put it on my top 5 of the Marvel movies, not of like all superhero movies combined, because that spot belongs to all Superman.
But hey, if
Mostly
you're
the cartoons.
more the kind of person who wants to go and just stare at a black window, more power to you.
Mm-hmm.
We wish you luck.
Although, don't spend money on that. Just go find a black window.
Black window. Yeah. Good luck. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.